looking at the Wendy Williams. She back and she staying. Wendy Williams. The ain't playing. I like to present you the winner of the Game Shoes of the Year award. Once again. Introducing the queen.
Yeah! Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Wendy Williams Experience. Glad to be here with you guys today. A. Marie, friend to the show, will be stopping by just for a moment. You know, she comes by so regularly that people like her get a pass for just like a 2-minute stop by to promote a CD and keep it moving. We look at her. I want to look at her shoes. She always wears nice shoes. Hi, A. Marie. So she'll be by during the Hour of Truth. Her new CD is called Touch. We'll talk about that later on in the show. Also today, we'll talk about Little Kim and the open letter. We'll talk about Us Magazine and the accusations of racism. No, us, not you. I buy you, I love you, but so I swear to God. We'll also talk about Fat Joe and the what? Yeah, and Foxy Brown and Jackie O and the anonymous letter from an NBA wife. Well, we talked about that last week, but I can read it again, and then we'll take your suggestions as to who it is. And Donatella Versace confesses to Vogue magazine. We'll talk more about that, too. Plus, whatever else you'd like to add. And, don't forget to keep the sordid details in the stories that you tell me, because I love that. The phone lines are open at 866-GET-WENDY. The fax machine's full of fax paper, ready to go, sitting right next to me. The fax number is 866-WENDY-FAX. I'm Wendy Williams, and, well, people, it is what it is. The Wendy Williams Experience.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor and distinction that I introduce to you the queen of all media, Wendy Williams.
Okay. How are you? I feel extremely well rested as I went to bed last night at 9 o'clock. I'm not watching the same crap I've already seen. Do I need to go into detail, or were you all with me, or did you watch it? You watched it because you love it and they forced you to. And really, there's nothing else on. Right? I checked my channel, VH1. There was nothing going on that I really, cared about or anything. So I said, you know what? I'm going to take me one of these sleeping pills. I don't take sleeping pills to go to sleep. Do you ever take a sleeping pill? Do they really work? Because there's some nights that I wish that I could go to bed. Okay, I turned off the TV at 9 o'clock because I was really in such protest. But I don't think I actually fell asleep until about 10 o'clock. A lot of that time was just laying. And my head, was dancing with so many different thoughts that I couldn't get myself to sleep. I said, God, if I could have a sleeping pill. I was thinking of making myself some warm milk because it works in the movies. But does that work in real life? And how nasty is that? And does the warm milk have the same effect if you put a little chocolate in it and a couple of equals and make it cocoa? Ugh. Hello?
Wendy, how you doing, girl?
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you. How you doing? Can I ask you a question?
Whatever you did.
I'm really feeling that new single by Marcus Houston.
Oh, okay. You dropped out a moment there. We hit a wrong button. Oh, thank you. What's your name?
My name is Abe.
Thank you, Abe.
But listen, is it possible that you can give me one, please?
Abe?
Come on, Wendy. I listen to your show every single day.
But, Abe, it's not even out yet. When my CD comes out, I'll be probably giving away, as a matter of fact, definitely part of the Wendy Williams prize packet. Duh. But June 28th.
Is when it drops?
Yeah, it's called Wendy Brings the Heat. Abe, thank you.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
I bought Faith's CD.
Good.
I'm a diehard Faith fan.
Me too.
How's her CD doing in sales?
Okay, well, she sold 157 copies the first week, and I think 157,000 copies the first week, and 63,000 copies the second week. And by my standards, that was damn good. Faith hasn't been on the scene for a minute, and her record label, from what I understand, only shipped 400,000 copies. Like, they weren't expecting her to do squat.
I heard when you said that on the radio, but...
Yeah, well, thanks to the Faith fans, we've helped her beat the odds.
In my opinion, I love Faith and all that, but I think she could have had better songs on her CD.
Don't you love Mesmerized?
Yes, I love Mesmerized.
Don't you love the Kanye West joint?
I do, baby, got me mesmerized.
Exactly. All right, Abe, I really do have to run.
Okay, so I'll keep listening.
Okay. Bye, Abe. Sorry about that. I was actually, while I was speaking with Abe, I was zhuzhing through the paper and I see that Shar Jackson is, man, Shar, you are a lucky broad. I like her a lot, you guys, because she hasn't started anything. And remember, at the beginning of things, she's the woman scorned. It's not so much that she and Kevin weren't together, because I don't believe that Britney broke that relationship up. I believe that a relationship is already weak when somebody comes in to absolutely decimate it. You know, cheating is one thing. To absolutely decimate a relationship, there had to be something wrong between the two parties. So I don't look at Britney as a homewrecker in the true form of homewrecker. And unfortunately, I have to say the same thing about that bitch, Angelina Jolie, even though I side with Aniston. You know, I side with the wife. But so Shar is getting her like third wind of fame just off this relationship. I love it, Shar. I love it. So she's saying in the newspaper that she believes that they're making a big mistake about having this baby. She is also, now remember, she's the mother of two of Kevin's children, the only two. And here's what she quotes: "A baby is not a dog. You can't just put it away. I don't know if Britney realizes how hard it will be. He has told me that it is really a lot. What with a breakup, a wedding, and two babies in a year." Well, you know what, Shar? Not for nothing. Britney Spears and women on that level are a little different than me and you having kids. It is, and I hate to compare them. I'm a mother. Keep that in mind with what I'm about to say. It is like having a dog when you're that rich. Think about it. You got a staff of nannies, a staff of drivers go to, right? You can set up any kind of romper room. You can invite, forget taking them to Sesame Street on Broadway. You can hire the whole Sesame Street on Broadway to come and be a presentation at the party. Forget taking them to the library for reading on Sundays or Saturdays. I know I like to do that every once in a while with my son. They got a great storybook over at the Barnes & Nobles. You can hire a Barnes & Nobles broad to go over there to your house and read. And a minion of nannies to be there and watch to make sure nothing goes on while you're out getting your nails done and waxed. So, Shar, I understand what you're saying, but to people richer than you, and I understand, Shar is no schlep, financially speaking, but I'm talking about to the next level of money, it is like having a dog. Kids are like having dogs. Ask Cheryl Teagues. And the deep dish gossipnistas are probably going along with me. If you know anything about Cheryl Teagues, then you know it is alleged that those are prop kids. She had the prop kids. Cheryl Teagues, the old crow model. That doesn't look too bad, but I call her that because I hate the whole prop kids thing. She brings the kids out, and walks them. Jane Seymour gets the same whispers. I'm not saying, I'm just saying alleged. These two, they have their kids when they're like 52, 54 years old, however old they are. Bring them out to show, look how young and vibrant. Having kids that young in Hollywood is also a symbol of your youth, Sounds
so cruel, though.
It is cruel. It's like having dogs, and I understand what you're saying. But it is what it is. This Joan London, she's older than Methuselah, older than Jane Pittman. She just took delivery on a new child.
A new dog.
You take delivery on them. And, not that Sharon Stone is so old. She's, like 45? She's taking delivery in May on the second child from probably an underaged woman, I don't know, in Texas. Some kid who gets pregnant at 13. The kid, I already did the story, doesn't know that Sharon Stone is taking delivery on the baby. Sharon Stone's sister had the big to-do baby shower. Look, too much time we're spending on this, but you understand what I'm saying? For the rich. And look, Demi Moore has done a great job with her girls. And I love that relationship when she and Bruce were together and how they, you always see the daughters in all the pictures. But I love it even more with them apart. You always see, you see Pimp Bruce, but you also see Daddy Bruce. Ryan Felipe, too, is a good one. And you see, Pimpette Demi, but you also see Mommy Demi. But I can bet you dollars to donuts that this fifth kid right here by Ashton Kutcher, that's going to be the one that gets treated like the dog, if you know what I'm saying, and I think you do. Because I don't care how many times she got her teeth capped and her body redone. What did they say, $239,000 she did in work? I don't care. Yeah, you remember at the time, Charlie's Angels. They were running the numbers on what her new body cost. She looks great, and I'm not hating. And I don't care how many times a woman looks great on the outside and stuff like that. Trust and believe. The bones are still cracking on the inside. And you still don't feel like getting up for a 3 o'clock feeding off whatever's left here in these dried up milk ducts. Ooh. Do you know what I mean? I mean, just because you can have a baby doesn't mean that, you can still get down on the floor and play with the blocks and all like that. She's got to save that reserved energy for breaking off Ashton something awful in the bedroom. You just think about that. That's a lot of energy sap. She's trying to hold down a 27-year-old or however old he is. Same difference. You know what I mean? And in Hollywood's twisted mind, which one do you exert more energy on in Hollywood? Taking care of your 27-year-old husband, jump off, whatever, or taking care of some infant that you can just clap your hands and Rosa comes from behind the tapestry bushes, or whatever you call those bushes that swirl up that you happen to have in the entrance of your house. And she pops up and she, does for the kid, right? The whole world's looking at that relationship with her and Ashton like that's going to be over any second. That's going to be over any second. Demi's work. Anyway, come on. Crickets. My mother called and gave me the full rundown yesterday of Vivica Fox at the AKA luncheon. So she goes up to Vivica. I already told you my mom called me like a month and a half ago and told me that Vivica has been hired to be the keynote speaker for the AKA Founders Day luncheon or some sort of luncheon, some big to-do in Miami for the chapters that encompass the area. I guess that would be like, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, whatever. And so my mother and my sister went. My mother, quick to remind me, next year, Wendy, I'll be celebrating my 50th year in the sorority. And that's my little hint. Like, anytime you want to, jump on board, I would be very happy to know that you're at least pursuing. I can't believe she's still pursuing this idea for me. Shout out to all the AKAs. Much respect. My mother drives me crazy. I have to admit, I do wish that I was a member on particular days like that because I can picture my mother and sister in the car together. My sister's also an AKA. Them in their pink and green going to the luncheon. I would have flown down to Miami. The three would have gone together. She would have been so proud. In all my accomplishments, nothing would probably make my mom more proud. I'll be back.
It's Wendy, man.
Hey, Wendy.
Hi.
My boyfriend gave himself a wet smoothie or whatever, and he said he almost burnt his off.
The Wendy Williams Experience.
Oh, yes, 107.5 WBLS. Today's R&B and classic soul and the Wendy Williams Experience. I feel great today. One thing I wanted to tell you about Kay Jeweler. First of all, the official Wendy Williams Experience website starts on Monday. And when you go to the website, you're going to find a contest around Kay Jewelers. And so that's the only way you can be a part of this contest is go. But that begins on the week of next Monday. That would be May 2nd. Yeah, just in time for Mother's Day. You win yourself something or your mom something. I mean, if she's no good to you, you don't want to give her anything except the business. And then you keep whatever it is from Kay. Anyway, so I have my Verizon phone. I'm glad to say Verizon Wireless is a huge part of the Wendy Williams Experience. You know what I do on my phone? I can watch video clips. 15 seconds, I can make my own movies. And 15 seconds is a pretty good movie. That's a movie of you, hitting a car in front of you, getting out of the car, giving the finger, or stealing the handbag, and me catching the entire thing on a movie, turning it over to the cops, and collecting a $10,000 reward going to Disneyland. 15 seconds is a long time.
All bad.
Well, I'm just saying, have I ever showed you how I make movies on my camera phone?
You got movies already?
Yes. Oh. Movies, my own movies.
Okay.
15 seconds, I'm lining you up. Now, this is better than you taking a picture of somebody. This is me making a full movie, showing the action of you walking away from the scene of the crime. Did I mention sound?
Oh.
Yeah, the sound too. So it is a full movie of you saying F you to the clerk, smacking him in the face, and then me collecting my reward. I'm telling you right now, Verizon Wireless is the best. I stand on the red carpet, and in between moments, I'm taking short movies. I got Al Reynolds, by the way. I didn't show you my Al clip. I'm saving it for my mom and dad because they follow all the Star Jones, and they know a bit about Al, so they're all caught up. I stand on the red carpet. I take pictures. And also you can go and you can it's really weird. They have sports coverage and updates of some of the biggest games on Fox and ESPN. I don't really care much about that, but sometimes people do say, people that I know, oh, who won the game or whatever. I'm like, well, I don't much care about sports, but let me pull it up on my Verizon wireless phone. I get the latest breaking weather updates. I knew yesterday, there was going to be a terrible day. And even unlimited access to mobile web 2.0. I'm learning.
You get sports too?
I get sports too. And all this comes as speedy and fast, better than ever before. I'm not waiting a million years for stuff to happen on my phone. You know what I'm saying? Like a clickety-click, make with the buttons, and you got to make it over to Verizon Wireless to find out what I'm talking about. Ask them about the VCast. Verizon Wireless, they never stop working for you. You can go now to Circuit City, or you can stop by any Verizon Wireless communication store. And did I say that you get it free for 2 months with the VCast V-Pack? I'm talking about this particular phone I'm talking about. There's a $15 monthly access. Ask about it at Verizon Wireless. Now, let me just tell you the disclaimer to all of the above. Subject to consumer agreement, calling plan, and get it now agreements. Subscription to VCast V-Pack and VCast phone required. The VCast coverage area is available in 30 markets and covers 75 million people.
Wow.
I only know 75 people. So quite frankly, this Verizon VCast is super serving me. Thank you, Verizon Wireless. This is why I love you. Not just because you were the only thing working on 9/11 or the New York City blackout. Yeah. But because you have the VCast, and I love you for that. Thank you, Verizon Wireless. How was everybody's weekend, okay? Today is Passover. Okay. I've already placed my order for chicken liver pate with a side of schmaltz. Yeah, I like the schmaltz. I like to take it on my fork and then dip in the schmaltz. A little pate and then dip. Anyway, May 8th, everybody. That's Mother's Day. And WBLS has got this fabulous boat ride on the Hudson River. It's fabulous. Now, you can either listen to win passes, you cheap bastard, or you could call Ticketmaster and just go. Just book it for you and your mom. I'm just playing. I love to play with you like that. Because I'm the one who would be sitting to listen to Wayne. Because I'm the cheap bastard. Oh. 212 is Ticketmaster, 307-7171. It's Mother's Day. It's along the Hudson. And I've already checked on my Verizon VCast telephone. The weather's going to be beautiful Mother's Day, just so that you know. You might want to bring a little shrug for her shoulders. Or give her yours, you selfish bastard. I only say that because I'd be the one to keep my sweater, and damn my mother for not bringing her own. Oh, well. I'm warm. Anyway, sponsored in part by Nantucket Nectar. Real better. That's their tag phrase. And, of course, WBLS. And don't forget, we're today's R&B Classic Soul. We feature the Wendy Williams Experience, which, the numbers just came out today. Humbly, thank you, everybody. Thank you. We are the home of the $100,000 guarantee. You know all about that. At 5 to 20 and a few seconds, you're listening for that today. Okay. Must I go on, or can we just move along? I'm all talked out.
Anything you want to do?
Well, I wanted to talk about a male model search in Queens.
You do it.
But you know what? How about we save this male model search for next hour at approximately this time?
Okay.
All right. So everybody make sure that you're here. Men who are interested in the male model search, make sure that you're here. It's a male model search, Queens Food Court. And can I just tell you something? This is the easiest way I've ever discovered to be a model. I'm already familiar with the search. All right. So everybody keep it where you got it. I'm not going anywhere, God willing. It's the Wendy Williams Experience here on 107.5 WBLS.
Yo, did you catch this flashback?
If you don't focus on your own marriage, bombs are going to be exploding right up in your bedroom. And you ask any married woman worth her salt, and she'd co-sign. Or ask a married man, Dave.
That's right. I stay out of all my brother's nonsense.
That's what I'm saying.
He married a Spanish girl, and she tried to... I got in the middle of it, and I came down there. She grabbed a big butcher knife.
Stay out of it.
You ain't coming in here. You ain't got no business. And as soon as she said that, I said, that's it.
Got him. This it right here. Miss a day, miss a whole lot. Coming through your speakers, boy. It's Wendy, man.
Brothers and sisters!
Taking it back, baby. Taking it back. Taking it back. Old school short shot.
Yes! The rhythm, the rebel. 2, 3, break!
A little play from back in the day. You know me, it's Wendy, man. Wendy Williams. The Wendy Williams Experience. 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 Experience.
What's going on, y'all? It's your man, The Malicious, and this is Pusha T. We the Clips, and you're listening to the Queen of Radio, Wendy Williams. Yeah.
Hello? No, stop this. You're messing up the tempo and in the cadence. Now, wasn't that supposed to be hold on?
You're right.
All right, because we had it all. Everybody, we line it up right for you. Shout out to the ladies. It's the ladies. It's 107.5 WBLS. Excuse me. Yeah, baby. It's the Wendy Williams Experience here on the radio. You know what? Coming up for Advice Hour next hour, and shout out to all the parents. I just want to ask you, have you ever been in a situation like that, the parents of the 6-year-old girl in Florida who was thrown in handcuffs and into the back of the police car for punching an aide and a teacher in the stomach and being disruptive in class? Now, you know, I would rather talk about that with two-way dialogue. So if you're next to a fax machine, if you would just fax me ahead of time and let me know if you've ever run into any snafus at school with your kids and how you've handled them, the outcome. And if you're a parent who, you know, I mean, knee-jerk reaction is I'm going to, you know, punch everybody out. But the other part of it is that also I'm suing everybody. But we'll talk more about that during Advice Hour. And you can feel free to fax starting now at 866-GET-WENDY. We're not going to talk exclusively about that, but that is going to be part of our discussion. You know, how do you handle things like this when they go on in schools? Here's a picture of, Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt, and Maddox. Look, it's a family. They're a family. Now, I feel sorry for Jennifer Aniston, but you know that woman's got the devil coochie. All she's got to do is look at your man and purse her lips, and he's hers. According to how Hollywood talks about her. I mean, I quite frankly don't know her. Nor would I sit by idly like Aniston. I mean, you know, the marriage is over and everything like that. But wouldn't a part of you at this particular point, feel like, you know, running up on somebody? Just because it's one thing to be over, and it's one thing, okay, me and Brad had issues. You really have nothing to do with this, but now here you are flaunting it. And you know, mother, father, here you are luxuriating over somebody else's child. I know Aniston didn't want to take the time to have her own, you know, but just look at them all. Do you see this picture? Where did this picture come from? The Star or something? Look, Lou. That's them luxuriating on the beach. Brad reaching down like that's his son. Yeah, exactly. And look, Angelina looking away like I trust totally in Brad and whatever he's doing. I can even look away. Looking beautiful, pursing the lips. Always the lips. Who pooches their lips better? Angelina Jolie or Vanessa Bryant? I mean, Vanessa Bryant. Who pooches better?
It's deadlocked at a tie.
It's deadlocked?
Yeah.
No, because I think Vanessa does it more like in a catty way, whereas Angelina is just sexual. You know what I mean? Just a thought. Did you hear about Jackie O and Foxy Brown getting into it in Miami? Shut up. Does it seem like I'm on a roll today? I am. I'm all backed up. We had such a great weekend. I say we like you were involved. I mean, did you have a great weekend? I had a good time this weekend. I was able to relax a lot. And thank God Desperate Housewives was a rerun last night. Like I told you, I went to sleep. Miami rapper, give me the typewriter. Let me just say this the way it is. Miami rapper Jackie O confirmed an altercation that took place between her and Foxy Brown yesterday at the Circle House studio in Miami, Florida. According to Jackie O's account, I be ghetto. The altercation ensued after Jackie O, invited the Brooklyn rapper into the studio, known for its amenities and opulence. Ring. Girl, I got the Circle studio. Everything's going on here. Come on, let's luxuriate. Well, here's what Jackie O says. It was all for the idea of having her join us in the studio, Jackie O said. That shows how much respect I had for her. Jackie O said Brown entered the studio and had some words for Jackie O, which she overheard. So here's Foxy talking all greasy upon Jackie O's invitation, thinking Jackie O's not hearing it. Maybe Jackie O's got the monitor pressed. You know how sometimes there's a monitor someplace and, sounds, or the mic is open in the other studio and Jackie O thinks Foxy's not listening. Let me continue, okay. Jackie O said Brown entered the studio and had some words for Jackie O, which she overheard. According to Jackie O, Brown returned to the studio, words were exchanged, and physical altercation broke out between the two women. This was not the way I wanted it to go down, Jackie O stated. I was looking forward to working with her on a song. We are two women in hip-hop and should be able to come to the table together. She forced me to show her who I is. That's how she said, who I is, the Madam of Miami. Ooh. Foxy's representatives are not available for, I believe every word of it. You know what, Foxy? You better learn how to take your meds. You better recognize before one of these broads breaks you off something awful and teaches you. I'm just saying.
That's Brooklyn, though.
It's like, whoa. Shout out to MOP. It's like, whoa. Shout out to the whole Brooklyn. Shout out to Brownsville. You want to know what? She better recognize a chick from Jersey just might be the one. Don't sleep. Why wouldn't a chick from Miami be able to do it? I would love to know more details. Where is Jackie O? Who knows her? We need a phone in, a stop by, something before we lose interest, which will be in approximately an hour and a half. Shout out to the whole Miami faction. I know you all listen online. I won't be on the radio in Miami anytime soon. I don't want my parents listening to this show. However, I would love for Jackie O to call in. Every day is a hustle, trying to strive and struggle, something or another. It's like, whoa. Isn't that something? Do you believe what you heard? Yep. I believe it. I believe every word of it. I don't even think Jackie O, I think she could have probably added more into it. I wish she would have said what Foxy was talking about, because it was probably something out of order. You know? What's this bitch doing with a studio like this, bitch, on the come up? Why ain't she working from the shoddy studios? What kind of budget do she got? Bitches think they on the come up and I paved the way for all this. Look at all this I done for these thirsty come up. Just, you know what I mean? You can imagine how many times the word bitch fell out of her mouth. So that's why I can't even say it as many times, because you say it once and it's part of the comedy of the show. You say it a few times and all of a sudden it becomes offensive, I know. Bitches on the come up with all the expensive studio time. Who Rolls Royce is that in the parking lot? Don't tell me bitch on the come up gonna have one. You know what I'm saying? A picture of Jackie O probably, like if she's working on an album, maybe there's a poster for inspiration in the lobby. Foxy comes off the elevator, gives her hair a toss. You know how she does. Bitch, with my style and the mink bikini, I started that. Bitches can't find style stealing, clone ass, biting ass. Every state want to look like, want to act like. All right, advice coming up next.
Wendy, man.
I just passed the NYPD exam. Prior to this, I got a manslaughter case. I stabbed my mom's boyfriend because he beat her up.
Okay.
I'd like to know if I should just tell them up front that I did that.
You're going to sound crazy.
The Wendy Williams Experience. Everybody needs some.
Should I leave? Like, is that selfish to my son?
Come get some.
Let me tell you, Wendy, it's really a trouble with a dude.
Advice out.
I'm having a problem with my fiance and his family.
I was in a relationship with this girl for like 18 months. She told me the relationship meant nothing.
Always drama.
Call Wendy right now. 1-866-GET-WENDY. Fax Wendy at 866-WENDY-FAX.
Wendy, can you give me advice on plastic surgery?
Mm-hmm. I hear that. 2 seconds and you're out. Whew. Yeah, everybody, it's the Wendy Williams Experience. Can I ask you all a question? First, shout out to Queen C. Queen C, I know nothing about this. However, I'm going to call my friend Jamie Foster Brown at Sister to Sister. I know nothing about Tamia and Grant Hill and what's going on there. But I venture to say it's not true because we would have heard much more about it. Don't forget, everybody, November 4th through November 7th, we're doing the Bodylicious Cruise. And, a whole lot of fun. We did it last November, and we had a great time. This year, we are setting sail aboard the Royal Caribbean, November 4th through November 7th. It's the Bodylicious Cruise. Oh, yeah, it's hosted by me. And, oh, yes, Bodylicious. Yeah, you read the title correctly. A whole lot of exotic dancing, gambling, drinking, chiefing. Seminars on sexual well-being, of women and, toys. Just, what? It's a grown and sexy time. And we go to the Bahamas. We fly to Miami and then you get on the boat. We go to the Bahamas. And this year, you're getting all-inclusive. What is it? How many drinks a day?
4.
4 drinks a day. Geez, you'll be hammered. Jet skiing is included with your package. It's 4 drinks a day and a whole bunch more. Find out all about it and go to bodyliciouscruise.com. It's a whole bunch of fun, and I'll see you. Let's vacation together. Why not? The first day, I was very conscious, sarong around my bathing suit, whatnot, and so on and so forth. You know how you get? You're around strange people. But a few drinks and a lot of laughter and realizing that it's not that type of thing where everybody's cliquish. Everybody's there for one reason, have a great time, and everybody has one thing in common, at least at the very least, and that's, that they listen to the experience. Next thing you know, you'll be removing your sarong, and truth be told, you're top 2. November 4th through 7th, bodyliciouscruise.com. It's Advice Hour. Hello.
Hello. Hi, Wendy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Good.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
All right. I had a birthday party for my daughter, right? And my baby's father's girlfriend was there. I bought a clip for my daughter's hair. It was a flower, and this is not the daughter that had the birthday. This was my other daughter, my 8-year-old.
Okay.
And the girl, she says, "Oh, Athea, what are you doing with that clip in your hair?" I just bought it for her because I didn't want her to feel bad because of her sister getting all the presents and stuff.
Right.
So I know that's spoiling her, but that's just, I don't do that all the time.
And how much is a clip? 50 cents just to make her feel special.
It was $4.99, but this is what she says. Athea, take that clip out your hair. What are you, a hooker?
That's the girlfriend trying to be catty to you. Have I ever spoken with you before?
Yes, you have.
Okay, hold on for just one moment.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to somebody else. You know exactly who that was. Okay. Oh, boy. Hello?
Yes, hello. I'm trying to get some advice.
Okay, yes, I'm sorry. It's Wendy. How are you?
I'm good, Wendy.
Good.
Listen, Wendy, I got some serious issues. My boy's father, after 4 years, he's taking me for DNA testing for my children. And I think it's just because of the woman that he's dealing with. And I just need some advice because I'm fit to be tied right now.
Do it. I mean, you know what's up, right?
I mean, I know what's up, but it's just that he has the audacity. His mom even blacked on him as to why he's doing this. Because my boys don't look anything like me. They look just like him. And I think it's because I moved on, but he moved on too. So what's the problem? Well, he doesn't come see him. He doesn't do anything.
So then why does he even care about the DNA test? I mean, can you have a talk with him without the girlfriend being there? Because you know how women can be. She's just trying to kick up dust because perhaps you have moved on and she's trying to start some mess. Now,
She got him. She has him. I had one conversation with her. She has him, and I'm so happy for them. I swear.
Okay,
in my life, I was so happy for them.
So what will it hurt you to get the DNA test?
Look, we just went down there and did it. I mean, it's done.
Okay.
But he procrastinated. He didn't pay for it. They were waiting for him to come pay for it. He took so much time to go and do all that.
Well, thank God you're not
he's
him.
holding me up.
Thank God you're not him because apparently he's being henpecked by his new partner, and you're free to be you.
I'm just trying not to hurt anybody, Wendy. Really,
Yeah.
I am. I'm just trying not to. Not to be that other woman, be that other side, and hurt somebody.
You want to know what? Make sure that you keep your alignment with his mother.
Right.
Stay in line with her, because she seems to be your biggest ally. And this new trick, she will come and she will go. And even if she stays around, you be the one closest to the mother.
True.
All right. I wish you well.
Thank you so much, Wendy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, let's go back. I mean, but on principle, I'm mad for her. Why should she have to DNA on principle? Hello, you still there?
Yes, I'm still there. So I didn't cause any problems or anything. I didn't say anything in front of her, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the next day I called and I said,
Hold on for just one moment. Let's go to another line. Hello, hi, it's Wendy.
Hi, I need some advice badly.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so I'm 21 years old. I go to college and I work full-time, and I'm with a boyfriend for 3 years, and he also goes to college and works full-time.
Very nice.
Okay, so this is the thing. We were doing something that's happened a couple times before, and I'm just trying to figure out whether it's a fetish that regular guys have.
Okay.
Or if he has some sort of tendency.
Okay, well, Art is here, and I think kink. So go ahead.
Okay, so he likes to suck on my fingers, which I spoke to a couple guys, and I heard this is normal, but it's like he's giving me a professional.
He's giving you a professional with his fingers?
With my fingers.
Okay, I find there to be absolutely nothing wrong with this. How often, in 10 times of having sex, how often will he do that?
I don't know. It depends on how willing I am to go through with it. But the thing is, the last time we had sex, he wanted me to say what I thought it was.
A job?
like he's pretending that it's something. So.
He's trying to pretend that it's a.
Yeah.
How do you know that? Tell me. Stop laughing. What did he say? What was he actually verbally say to you?
He was like, well, he wanted me to lick it with him.
Okay, but what did he say?
He's like, what is it? And I'm like, no, I don't know I don't want to say what it is. And he's like, say it.
Okay, so he's got homo tendencies.
So what is that? What do you think about that?
Or he could be teaching you how to do it right without telling you.
Without telling me?
Yeah.
But he's like really into it.
Well, you know what? Maybe he's suggesting, like Art just said, maybe he's suggesting that you be more into it. You know what? I think that this sounds like both. I think that this sounds like he might be trying to teach you something, but at the same time, he's trying to tell you something about his own sexuality and his own preference. However, I will venture to say, everybody, sidebar, have you ever licked your own fingers and just really like worked them and just to see, and down here in the webbing, I got to tell you something. I got a whole erogenous zone. When I get my manicures and then she gets to the part where she rubs my hands and takes special time, look, I give extra money. It's $10 for 10 minutes. I'm like $30 deep in a one-time massage. She's all with the fingers and I say more lotion, be easy. But have you ever like licked, that is,
I know, but I just don't think that's...
No, I think that it's a bit moish. It's a bit moish.
I mean, I don't know if I should confront him.
Yeah, well, I think that you should. Let me just ask Art. Let me just ask the girls in the room. Do you think that she needs to confront? Raise your hands. All right, how you doing, Steve? Does she need to confront? Steve is looking kind of sort of like, and he's out of the closet. Let me ask Art. Art, do you think she should confront? No. Okay, so the guys are saying no. You know what?
I mean, I spoke to a couple guys and they said it's like in the moment thing, but he's just like really into it.
Well, you know what? A big part of me, I'm hearing a lot of giggling and immaturity on you. So you.
No, I just don't know how to even.
Yeah, that's the young part, because you're a woman of a certain, experience.
Yeah, and that's what
would latch
only the
on
second
to
person I've
thumb
ever been with
and get busy.
He's the second person I've ever been with, so...
Yeah, well, okay. I was going to say there's a problem, but let me fall back. It's not there's a problem, but you know what? Fall back and enjoy it. And if it's too kinky for you, then break up with him. I do smell a little something slightly mo-ish, but apparently anything remotely kinky might, you know...
I mean, that's what he said. He said it's freaky, but I feel like...
Well, yeah, but you don't even have an opinion. This is only your second partner.
Well, I mean, I don't want a partner who's maybe bisexual. I'm thinking maybe...
you know what? Not for nothing. Whether I was 21 or 51, this would freak me out enough. How long have you been dating him?
3 years.
How long has this been going on?
The licking?
Yes.
I mean, it's happened once. It actually first happened 3 years ago when I was sleeping.
Okay, quickly. And then
And then I found him doing that. And then... I confronted him about it, and he kind of brushed it off.
Okay. Do you give him professionals?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Yeah. But this is only your second partner, so I can imagine how toothy.
Well, I've never even had an orgasm.
Okay, I gotta go. You are listen. You listen to a kiddie show and read a few books. This show is for the grown and experienced, honey.
I know, but I'm just thinking maybe that's why he's not doing it for me.
No, I'm only playing. You want to know what? Do you masturbate?
Yes, but I've never gotten myself to an orgasm.
How do you expect somebody else to touch you right when you can't touch yourself right?
Yeah.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. Hon, sit on a mirror and get yourself the right way. You know what I mean? Look at all of what's doing down there. And you know what? I side with the fellas. While I feel that this behavior could be construed as a bit mo-ish, and I keep my eye open, I also say your lack of experience is hindering the judgment of this entire situation. And I wish you well. Thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you, Wendy.
Bye-bye. Because even at the manicure, I mean, the best I can get is a lotion job. If there was a way, you know, you could slip somebody some money and we go to the back with the fingers. Are you kidding me? That's not sex, is it? Clinton wouldn't call that sex. He doesn't even call it professional sex.
Sexual thoughts.
It doesn't matter. I am fully clothed, and you only have my hands. I have my gloves off. I've removed my gloves.
Oh.
Have you ever? Just rub lightly, right here, lightly, not like a massage, lightly. If you're by yourself, just lightly at the webbing. Jeez, Louise, I gotta tell you, she doesn't know how lucky she is. I don't have enough time to go into another story. What do I have, 2 minutes on the break?
No, you actually have 4.
I have 4 minutes left on this break?
Yeah.
What? Well, let's continue. Dear Wendy, I need your help. I've been with the same man for 7 years and 2 months, and I got this phone call on my cell phone when I was at the doctor's office for a sore throat. I was waiting in the waiting room, so I answered the phone. The voice on the phone said, your man got somebody pregnant, and I just wanted to let you know that. Well, of course, Wendy, my heart started racing 1,000 miles a minute. In the back of my mind, I'm like, there's no way he did that. But there's always that 1% that went through my brain. Don't be a fool, says the 1%. So, of course, I called my man, and he had no idea what I was talking about. And he got a little angry with me, which I checked him real quick, and he changed his tone, but still thought I was crazy, and someone was playing a cruel joke on me. Well, Wendy, lo and behold, today I got another phone call. This time, the girl said she's 4 months pregnant. Oh. And she said she wanted to see if he was lying about him telling me that I was pregnant or not. I played it like I didn't know what she was talking about. And Wendy, what do you believe? Do you believe him? Do you believe her? I leave him for having the drama anyway. I'm shaking and I'm going crazy. You know what? I'll be honest with you, because you can roll up on this girl and see her stomach poked out 4 months or 9 months pregnant. Doesn't mean it's his. Upon finding out about the DNA, the only reason why I say wait until DNA test is because she's been with him for 7 years and 2 months. Now, you've left out the most crucial stuff because you called him your man, so apparently that's not your husband. Reason to leave with the quickness. That's your man. He hasn't thought enough to wife you in 7 years and 2 months. You didn't tell me whether you already have a pre-made family with him. Do you already have children with him or what? I need more information. But if you're not going to write back, then I'll just say wait for the DNA. Thanks.
Wendy, man.
She says, I know that Tyrone doesn't care about me. She says, he looks at me like I'm just a piece of, and I look at him like he's just some.
The Wendy Williams Experience.
Take care, New York.
Yo, did you catch this flashback?
When you find out a man vacations in Fire Island, it's like when Shari Headley married Play from Kid and Play. They got married on Fire Island, honey. That should have sent the flares up right there. You know what I'm saying? Flares shooting out of his behind. They're getting married on Fire Island.
You got him. This it right here. Miss a day, miss a whole lot. Coming through your speakers, boy. It's Wendy, man. It's Wendy with the throwback from way back. For Wendy Williams Experience. For Wendy Williams Experience.
Thank God. Woo! Wendy Williams Experience, everybody. A. Marie's coming in a little bit later. I actually said she was coming in for the Hour of Truth, but she's actually going to be coming in the last hour of the show. Just to stop by and promote her new CD, Touch, which is released in stores tomorrow. Our friend A. Marie. In the meantime, it's still Advice Hour, and I wanted to just catch you up to speed with this case. I don't think there's a person in the audience that hasn't heard about it. Excuse me, but possibly. So I'll just let you know. I'll take the typewriter. A legal row is brewing after a 5-year-old girl was handcuffed by police when she threw a tantrum. Now, this all happened in Florida, everybody. The screaming child was hauled off out of her Florida school and bundled in a police car, and her hands were locked behind her back in handcuffs after a lengthy outburst. The incident was caught on camera because the teacher, Christine Otterbach, had been recording herself to improve her teaching methods. The video was released to a lawyer for the girl's mother, who has promised legal action against the police department. No one can arrest a 5-year-old, said, I guess this is the father. It says he said. A 5-year-old is legally incompetent and, as a matter of the law, there is no question that an officer's actions in this case were unjustifiable and indefensible. The girl's mother talked on CNN. She talked about how she's horrified when she saw the child being put into the marked police car, and said that she was bound with plastic ties, you know, those makeshift ties, because the metal handcuffs were too large, and claimed her legs were shackled as well. The 30-minute altercation shows that the girl is lashing out and ignoring the teacher's instructions. She begins ripping papers off the wall, climbing on tables, and eventually the little girl becomes violent, trying to hit the teacher, who puts her hands up to block the punches. So the teacher is letting the girl throw, but she's blocking. She was later released by police and has since transferred schools. The St. Peter's, Florida police are doing an entire internal investigation, which they say will be complete in 2 weeks. Now, I asked some of you all to comment, and this is what a couple of you all have to say. Wendy, I don't think the little girl should have been handcuffed, but I think the teacher had the right to call the cops. Little kids these days are not little kids. They're young adults, and they're bad kids, and they need discipline, some of them. She acted like she ain't have no sense, and she was handled with like she ain't have no sense. I have a 7-year-old, Wendy, and he never went to school and did the things this little girl did. She knew exactly what she was doing, and if I was that teacher, I would have done the same thing. Because if she hadn't, the girl would have hit her, and she would have gotten yeah, exactly. Then we get into lawsuits, the teacher hitting back. Okay, here's another parent. Wendy, I saw the same story. One way of handling a situation like this is to respond to your child's school whenever they call you. The mother or father should give strict instructions to the school not to touch the daughter in any way, shape, or form. When the school contacted the mother, and get the daughter, the mother never responded or showed up. Okay, so in other words, respond when your school calls. This is what I say. And this person, by the way, Trina, says also, I have 7-year-old twins, and my children's school, I'm there, Wendy, once every 2 weeks just to check things out. Yeah, I mean, clearly the child shouldn't have been taken away in handcuffs. But we all know the strength of an angry child, don't we? Okay, they strong as hell. We all know the strength of an angry child, but we also know that a 7-year-old body and brain versus an adult body and brain and ability to reason. If I was the teacher, I would have called the cops too, But to take a child away in handcuffs, first of all, this was a 30-minute situation. Were the parents called? See, I don't know all there is to the story, and I guess that's why there's an internal investigation going on, and then we can talk more about this in 2 weeks once the results are turned in. We don't know how involved this mother was in the school or not, because won't we have egg on our face if we say, like a lot of the mothers and fathers that I've been reading the faxes from, I can't address everyone, but I can say, if you are involved with your child's school, not at every bake sale, but, if you send a little Entenmann's and you drop it off and you stand sometimes, as opposed to kissing your child really quick in the morning, stand outside the two-way glass and watch what all's are doing. And, you talk with the teacher, you collaborate on ideas regarding the child, you become some form of a participatory parent, and by the same token establish that you are one of these no-nonsense parents. You're not going to start mess in the classroom, but by the same token, you don't want any mess, and you're very in touch with your child. Let them know this. You know every cut, every bruise, every skin knee. You know when there's something new. You know what can honestly happen on the playground, and you know what's by force, and your child has the ability to communicate that to you. In addition, your child knows you will show up at that classroom, pull his pants down, and wear his behind out in front of everybody. Or is that just my household? Okay.
It never happened to you before?
No, but it's happened to my brother. He's gotten his behind worn out in front of the class.
Yeah.
It's never happened to me, but my parents have show up the parent-teacher conferences, the classroom, whatever the heck, meetings with the guidance counselor, principal. And this goes all the way back to first grade. My parents, all the way back to them checking to see what I ate for lunch, because they sent me with the tuna fish mixed with mustard, because the mustard, the fat is cut, not the mayonnaise. You eat with a fork out of a little thermos. Or did Wendy ditch her lunch and order pizza, and was she eating it with the rest of the class? See, little did I know, because I was taking money from my father's dresser, and Mrs. Davis, my first grade teacher, would then be working in consignment with my parents as far as, keeping my weight down. That was my biggest thing. Would Wendy eat today? But my brother... He's been worn out before in front of the classroom.
No joke.
It is no joke. And if you deliver it like it's no joke, I'm not guaranteeing it, but I'm just saying, crap like this right here, I'm waiting for the rest of the report, though, to come out, because honest to goodness, this could happen to any parent.
No, it looks crazy.
These damn kids these days. But you know what? You know where that anger comes from? SpongeBob. You know what I'm saying? You all fighting at loud tones in the other room, talking about, we need this done. You don't cook. We don't have any money, whatever. Why can't you ever be there? When's the last time we had sex? Talking about nigga, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Children hear all that stuff, and they incorporate that into their daily repertoire in the classroom. When you yank your kid out of bed in the morning to get them dressed, as opposed to wake them up gently, how they start their day is how they execute their day. It's not a guarantee, but it starts someplace. We can talk more. That Jackie O call, by the way, for show. Keep it here.
Wendy, man.
You can go on the stand, Steve, but the point is, keep your mouth shut. Anybody from the streets knows that. You never talk on nobody.
The Wendy Williams Experience.